Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of And Just Like That, We Found Therapy. I have with me today, I brought the big guns. I brought Dr. Vali. How are you today, Dr. Vali?
That's because you're like family to me. And I had to come. I had to convince you to let me
You
come.
had to. I am so, the big guns are you and all the equipment that we have here in today. I was going to bring my lights, but let me tell you. Yeah. But Dr. Vali is a legend in the medical world. You are an artist when it comes to anything face, biohacking, everything. Yeah. Anything else that you want to add?
No, you're doing pretty well. I'm going to leave you to it.
I mean, and I'm sorry, but I look great on this, all thanks to you.
The lights are doing us justice, I think.
Yes. Yeah. And today, Dr. Vali agreed to be my guinea pig to discuss Sex and the City, Season 2, Episode 11, Evolution. And I love that you are doing evolution, because part of the theme of this episode is evolving past men, evolving past, the typical relationship format. And you've told me off so many times about wanting the usual. Yeah. It had to be
We don't just
you.
do treatments. We just don't talk about treatments only. So evolving is good for me because that's just biohacking, basically.
Exactly.
It's using your cells to fix you, retraining them, re-educating them, making them perform much better.
Yes. So for this episode, I think we get introduced to something that you and I have also talked about a lot, which is Miranda going into her gynecologist. She is checking that everything's okay. And then the woman is like, by the way, you have a lazy ovary. And Miranda's like, what do you mean? Is it not on strike? And she starts considering freezing her eggs. She's 35. One of her ovaries is not producing any more eggs. I mean, as a doctor, I have to ask you, would that be your recommendation for Miranda?
I think you know me so well. So when I have patients coming in, we'll do the full 360 consultation. So we'll do face lab, skin lab, hair lab, body lab, wellness lab. And we'll ask you the psychosocial questions like, are you married, single, dating the world? What's happening in your life? Because fundamentally, I am a doctor, so I care about your fertility. And then we ask on the wellness side, we ask about your libido, your fertility, your mood, your energy, your gut health, all those fun things. And then one of my final questions tends to be, have you frozen your eggs?
Yes. Yeah. You wanted me to do 17 rounds.
Yeah. So the reason is right now there is a fertility problem. There is a fertility crisis. So Miranda's episode was quite a long time ago, but right now there is a fertility crisis, right? And the technology's changed so much, it's so advanced, and we're multi-hyphenates, we're living dangerous lives. All our bodies are being compressed in a way that it's never meant to be pushed. God didn't design us this way, right? So now we're seeing the impact, not just on women. Yeah. So Miranda's partner also needs some help, okay?
Yes.
Right? So not just on women, but on men too. Men have a problem with their sperm and, the volume, the movement, the dysmorphia in the sperm. So it's not just a woman thing. Yeah. So I always say to patients, and Miranda, I would say, listen, I can make you look like a superstar on the outside. I can do that in 5 minutes. Yeah. But on the inside, if you're thinking of having children and you haven't found your life partner and who you want to do it with, the one thing that will make your dating life easier, which made my dating life easier as well, was actually let me freeze my eggs. Yeah. Let me put them in the bank. And the numbers matter because, even if you get 15, 20, and the reason why I keep telling you, do another round, is because A, I'm talking from experience, and B, we know that the numbers matter because even if you take 15, 30, it just declines. Freezing embryos is much better. But yes, being told you have a lazy ovary is really depressing.
It is really depressing. And so PSA announcement, freeze your eggs as many times as possible.
If you want children, if you want to plan a family. The other option is you can always adopt. You can always... Yeah. So the conversation we have is, do you know? Are you definitively sure you want or you don't want? Because everyone changes their mind. Life changes, right? You might meet that wonderful guy or girl at 47, at 48. And... you've got these beautiful eggs at 35, frozen, bank 30, 40 eggs frozen. You've got nothing to worry about.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I didn't.
Good
So
girl.
thank you, Dr. Vali. But besides that, we are with the girls at brunch. They're talking about Miranda's visit to the gynecologist. And Carrie says, I'm going to get the check. And while she reaches to her purse, her underwear comes out of her handbag. And they're like, well, I don't think they take this as payment. And she's like, I'm staying at Mr. Big's and blah, blah, blah. And all the girls are like, but you guys have been dating for over a year. You don't even have a drawer in his house. And she's like, he's weird about those things. So we got to tiptoe around it. I'm not going to leave everything in there. It's just the way that we work. And all the girls are giving them a lot of shit about the fact that she is not even daring to leave a piece of underwear in there, which she then goes into Mr. Big's flat and she starts to leave stuff little by little. Hair dryer, tampons, makeup remover. Is that the way that you would do it? Because I'm a talker. I would have a conversation.
I don't know. I think 1 year of dating and not having a drawer is weird, or not even more than a drawer is weird. I think, in your 20s it's fun to just sit and relax. In your 30s you want some kind of life plan. In your 40s you're on your second marriage or your second life, right? So these are the kind of numbers that we're seeing nowadays, right? So for me, in my 30s, if I was dating like Carrie, I think, if I was dating like her, I'd just be like, I'm leaving it in week 1 or week 2. I haven't got time to waste.
Yeah, no, like I still carry with me like little wipes to makeup remove and like a little travel tooth, because like men are so fragile about anything that screams commitment. And they have a conversation because like Mr. Big shows up at her flat and she's like, this is all the crap that you left at mine. And she was like, I meant to leave that there because I don't wake up looking like this. I need a lot of help. And they start having a conversation. Okay, like, what's your ideal living situation? And Mr. Big is like, for me, the ideal situation is what we have. You have your place, I have mine. And we see each other when we want to. And when we do not want to, we have our place. Yeah. So Carrie starts talking about, like, have we evolved past relationships? Is this just like a convenience thing? Like our doorman can get everything for us. We can deliver food. We can get our dry cleaning dropped off. Do you think we've evolved past the relationship of like living in a house? How does it sound to you to have your own house and your partner their other house?
I think I see it on the other side.
Yeah.
As a medic, I see a loneliness epidemic.
Okay.
I see a validation epidemic. We're on Instagram. We've got that dopamine hit. We're being liked. Our pictures are being liked. Comments are being made. I think there's more of a mental health crisis with loneliness and validation than there's ever been. Yeah. So for me, it's more like I would rather have continuity and perspective in where my life is going, and I either have someone on that journey with me, and from the very beginning, are we on the same page? Yeah. And if we're not, can I meet you halfway on your page, and can you meet me halfway can you meet me halfway as well? Yeah. And let's go on that journey together. And if it works great. And if it doesn't, it was a great life event. So also, I'm older, so I want stories to tell. So these are wicked stories to tell when you're older. Like, oh my God, I left my underwear, and, and I've been dating him for a year, and he still didn't give me a drawer, right? But I think there is a loneliness crisis. And there is an element of you want to wake up to someone in the morning and feel that oxytocin and that dopamine and serotonin. Would I leave stuff? Yes, I would. And would I have a conversation really early on? Yes, I would, because I want to know. So you would do everything. You would leave stuff and then tell them off, have that conversation, and be like, and guess what? The stuff is staying. I also know your value, right? Yeah. So there's an element of knowing your value and what you're bringing to the table. Yeah. So you also am I valuable enough for you in this precise moment where we are building something together, or does this not even work for you? And I'll give you a scenario. Actually, we shouldn't talk about exes because I'm married, but I'll give you a scenario where when I was seeing someone and I was at UCLA, and we were in our 30s, and it was just like, where are we going? Mid-30s? Are we getting married? Are we not? Whatever it is, early 30s. Are we getting married? Are we not? And I just left, and I went to do a clinical attachment somewhere else internationally. And within a week of me leaving, the guys bought a house, right? Because it is, where are we going? And there's nothing wrong with that. And I think you want to be able to tell those stories when you're older to your grandchildren, that this is how we met, this is how we did, the more you do things. But I have seen a trend with my patients who've been through one form of life. Yeah. So my patients who've been through one form of marriage or second form of marriage, they're now like, okay, I'm in my 40s, 50s. I am so much happier seeing my partner once a week. Exactly. Having 2 homes. Because the other side of it is I think when you don't live with your partner and you choose to consciously spend that time together, then it counts more. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just like, okay, you again. Yeah. So it's you either get into the monotony of life, right? But if you're in your second phase of life or your second life, there is an element that I'm going to focus on my work Monday to Wednesday, and from Thursday evening onwards, I'm going to give you my attention. Yeah, the thing is that you don't count because you're so busy. You barely live in your flat. Yeah. So for you, you have to live with your partner. Yeah. Okay. I'm barely there. Yeah.
The other storyline that I'm dying to get your point of view on is Samantha, because Samantha is like the boss. Even my mom, who was super conservative, always loved her because she takes no shit from anyone. Yeah. And all the girls at the bar, I think they were discussing Miranda's, fertility shortcomings. And somebody sent Samantha a drink from across the bar. It was this dude named Dominic, and everybody's like, whoa, 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 who's that? It's like, oh, it's the guy that broke Samantha's heart. And Samantha's like, I'm going to go over there. And while she's walking towards Dominic, we get the backstory that they were together, she was in love with him, and then he left her for a model named Annika from Iceland. And they had just publicly gone through a very tumultuous divorce. Yeah. Samantha then decides that she's going to take revenge.
Good girl.
That's what I thought. So she's telling Carrie about it, and she's like, you know what I'm going to do? Yeah. I'm going out to dinner with him on Friday. I'm going to lure him in. I'm going to make him want me, and just when I have him there, I'm going to drop him. Yeah. And Carrie's like, oh, but sweetie, it took you so long to get over him. It's like, no. This is all on my terms. I'm not going to fall for it. And I'm going to drop him when I get him where I want. And she's like, well, as long as you have a plan. And she's like, not only do I have a plan, I have a dress. Yeah. What do you think of this?
Did it work out?
Well, I knew you wouldn't watch the episode. But basically, we fast forward into them getting hot and heavy. Yeah. Samantha ends up sleeping with him.
Good sex.
Apparently.
Great.
Calls Carrie, and she's like, I slept with him. I can't believe I thought he was so good. Now I'm better than him. Yeah. And Carrie's like, whoa. I thought that was not part of the plan. You were going to tease until you got him and then say, whoa. Yeah. And she was like, well, this is part of the new plan where I show him what has been missing and then I'll dump him. Yeah. Fast forward to them waking up together, time 2 of them having sex. And he's like, I'm having so much fun with you. This really sucks because Annika and I are going to give it another shot.
Whoa.
And then Samantha's like, no.
Yeah.
I was supposed to dump you. Yeah. So, okay, give notes on revenge plans. Yeah. Should we do them? Should we take revenge? Yeah. Or is it a slippery slope, and are there more than 50% chance that you're going to end up like Samantha?
I am not a revenge person. Huh. I'm a move on and let karma do its job kind of person.
I love that.
I am the kind of person who's like, I'll show you and I'll be 10 times better, 10 times more successful, 10 times hotter, 10 times funnier. I'm that person. And what I found in my life stories, they tend to all be on the sidelines peeking. Yeah. And be like, oh my God, there she is or there she goes, right? I am not a revenge person. I am a person who does break down emotionally, cries, mourns.
I cannot believe that, but okay.
Yeah, I could have a good cry, that hyperventilating. Okay. I think but I do love stories. So I do love that because so I just want to hear those stories. Going, oh my God, you did that. It's fun. Like if you instinctively feel that you want to get revenge, do it. Why not? It's fun, and it's a release of something, right? So she wants some kind of, I don't know, payback or some kind of release. Yeah. The worst part is that we put these guys or girls, whoever you're dating, on a pedestal. Yeah. And then when we actually get that power back, we realize they're not that great anymore. So the come down is so not great that you're just like, is this it? How were you on that pedestal so high? And there's an element, it's an element in the brain where there's a prefrontal cortex where you're very logical. Yeah. And then there's the amygdala that way in the hippocampal area where you're very emotional.
Where is Leonardo DiCaprio dating age-wise? Frontal cortex not fully developed, right?
No. Got it. Amygdala, good libido, good orgasms, only one of them's having them kind of thing. Got it. But in a sense, it's more like it's what's your personality trait and what you're comfortable with. So I can tell you that in my life and life stories, karma's taken its course. Yeah. So, but is that karma you bumping into them and they're quivering from a distance because they're just staring at you? Is that enough for you, or you have to really destroy them? Also, it depends how much they've destroyed your life. Right.
I mean, as much as you let them, but I have to say, that I'm such a softie. I'm always like, oh, okay, they didn't mean to, da. But Lisa Vanderpump always said one thing that really I wish I would take as my creed: don't get mad, get even.
Yeah. And I think getting even is being 100 times better than them. Yeah. And also look at them and what validates them? Is it their hedge fund role? Is it their status? Like, what validates them? Is it, they're having a certain financial thing in the bank? What's their security blanket? Take that away from them.
I love that. Yeah. Okay.
Be strategic.
Okay. Those are kind of like the main stories, because like Charlotte's story for this episode is laughable, but like I'm gonna jump into the last bit of this episode where I ask you to give advice to the girls.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give you really quickly Charlotte's storyline for the episode, because she's basically dating this pastry chef that she thinks might be gay. And like, I have to tell you, as hard as dating can be, if I show up to my girlfriends and say, I'm dating a dude, but I don't know if he's gay.
But we've been there, right?
I don't think I have. I have
not.
No. I like toxic masculinity to the point that it'll destroy me.
But have you not been with that feminine, well, not been with him, but not thought, oh, aren't you gay? Like,
totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
We've always questioned someone, but I thought you like men, and you're like, what do you mean you're in love with me?
Would it be a deal breaker for you if somebody you're seeing romantically, you thought they might be gay? Or could you look past it? Because Charlotte tries so hard. Like, they make love to Cher.
Yeah.
And she's like, Cher?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, she's such a survivor. Like, I would be like, not for me.
Are we talking about feminine?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I don't know what to say about that. I would just walk out.
Okay, so not for you.
Yeah, not for
I
you.
do think some people may have like a masculine side that is, evolved enough for them to accept that feminine, super evolved side.
Like metrosexually, you're taking care of yourself, you want to look good, blah, blah, blah. Not a problem.
Yeah.
I can appreciate a man who takes care of himself and looks good. But I think biologically and epidemiologically and evolutionary, we're wired to be, like, men are hunter-gatherers. And women are, hormonally, we've been positioned by God to be the nurturer, the carer.
Yeah.
But with our roles in society changing, there is a little bit of gender confusion.
Yes.
Right? And there is a little bit like, now women earn just as much as men. We're all multi-hyphenates. We're all under similar pressures. But yet you still bleed every month.
Yeah.
Yet you still
and
got
you
to go,
carry the baby.
And you carry the baby, and you've got to freeze your eggs, and you've got to go through all that stuff on top of it as well. And then and in men's defense, they've got menopause. They've got testosterone deficiency.
They've got menopause?
Yeah, they go through something called menopause, where their male hormones are run down as well with life, of cortisol overpressed and testosterone going down. We've got to have a bit of empathy for them and compassion for them.
It's the first that I hear from you.
I know. I was like, let me prepare.
Yeah.
But no, in a sense, I think I can't personally date a feminine man. You met my partner. My husband is big. He's like a giant. I'm like a little tiny person. I like the big hugs and stuff like that. It's nice at night when there's no blankets. There's big thighs instead, right? So you can use them as a blanket instead. But and also, it's always big men that I've attracted. That find me attractive as a tiny girl, right? So
I hate you because
I'm sorry.
I need the higher men, and when I see a very tall man with a tiny woman, I'm like, you could have chosen anybody else below 180.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I've always had these big people attracted towards me, and I'm like, okay, cool. But I don't know how short I am until I see pictures of myself. Like, why am I down there? I don't understand. Yeah. So that's the other thing. I've got this grandiose delusion about how tall I am as well.
Same.
And how big I am in the room.
I also think you're 190, so
exactly.
It kind of like translates.
So I get confused. But yeah, I've had those guys, especially in medicine, because you're like medics, medicine used to be 50-50, 50% women, 50% male doctors, junior doctors. And, everyone declares undying love to you at some point, right? Because in the hospital, the stress and everything like that. So you get to a point where you're like, oh, I've seen life and death. I'm in love with you. You're like, what? Aren't you gay? Kind of thing.
Okay.
So I think we've been in those situations where I think it's tough for a man to declare their feelings in a masculine way with women like us.
Yes.
Is that kind enough to say?
That is kind enough to say. That's very well put. Okay.
So maybe that's why they're going down a softer route.
Okay.
To being, I like you. Kind of
okay.
Thing. Yeah.
Then for Miranda, who has a lazy ovary, she also kind of agrees to go out on a date with somebody that she she would have never gone out with, but just because she feels like, I'm running out of options. She goes out with this guy that got horrible hair plugs, and I wish that you would have seen it, because I would have asked you to give him advice on how to fix his hair. Yeah. But she's telling him like, oh, I'm very happy that you got the hair plugs because like, I'm doing now something that I never thought that I would. I'm taking hormones, thinking about freezing my eggs. And the dude is like, are you sure? Like, I don't think that maybe desperate women should be having children at the age of 50. And then Miranda snaps and she's like, I'm not going to get advice from somebody that plays crop rotation in his forehead.
That's wicked.
Wicked. So would your advice for Miranda be like, don't date below your standards because you feel the clock ticking and freeze your eggs? Or take into consideration, yes, maybe compromise, date around.
Settle.
Yeah.
No.
Never.
It's a horrible word. SETTLE. 6 letters. Get it. Delete it.
No.
Never settle.
Never.
I'll tell you
Okay.
what I would do as a woman who's dating in this, this generation, I would always, and in your mid-30s,
yeah,
and maybe you've been in 1 or 2 long-term relationships already and they haven't worked out to what you want it to be.
Yeah.
What I would do is always put your mind at rest, put your biological clock at rest.
Yeah.
Especially if you want children, like I said before, go freeze your eggs because dating becomes so much easier. And I found it as well. When I was sitting there dating, I was just like, well, I've frozen my eggs. What have you done?
Yeah.
Right? I've taken care of myself biologically, right? What have you done? And then also having that patronizing patriarchal comment from, when we're both in the same roles in society, of just like, oh, calm down. So for me, would I talk about crop rotation? I talk about a lot more than crop rotation. I'd be like, crop rotation, no Joe line, mid-abdominal weight gain, pre-diabetic, small penis, testosterone deficiency, libido gone. I would go for the full hog.
Okay, you would have turned him a new one.
I would have turned him on because that kind of patronizing comment is unnecessary to take on. Like, in fact, it should be more educated to be like, okay, women are having children later, right? Especially if a woman has the same career as me. Why am I expecting to be a mother, a homemaker, raising the children, and to bring the same amount of money to the table that I bring? Like, it doesn't even make sense. Why am I only allowed to do this little and she has to do this much? Yeah. She shouldn't be on a date with that guy. She should just be
so date up and freeze your eggs.
Yeah, date up, freeze your eggs. And as soon as you hear a patronizing patriarchal comment like that, walk off. Stand up and say this, you're below my standards. See you later. Your intellect is not there. Your brain is leaking through your hair plugs. You got to do something about that.
I'm going to send you a picture of the hair plugs. They were horrible. Okay, then for Samantha, I think we covered it. But like, how would you have handled maybe walking over, having that cocktail with him, and making sure you got a little revenge?
I wouldn't have had a cocktail with him.
Oh, you would have just nodded
I wouldn't have had a cocktail with him. I tell a lie. I would, and there'd be a super hot guy next to me who's 100 times, 10 times more successful, 100 times more successful to me, right? Yeah. And I'd just be like, hey, how you doing? And I tend to go up to anyone that I've dated before and I say hello, regardless of there being someone with me or not, because for me, I've already achieved what I wanted to achieve in life, so it comes from that inner confidence. And I also have moved on. You're off your pedestal. By the time you said goodbye to me, you're taken off your pedestal anyway. Okay.
So, any tips on how to like make sure that people do put that at ease? Like, because there's always like the one that got away.
It's always, for me, I find that people who promise the world never deliver. So you always have to judge a man by his actions, not by his words, right? So it's all those, this sweet, I'm going to get married. I want to get married. I want to have children. Great. You go get married and have children. Leave me alone. Right? Yeah. And it's always the ones that you least expect it to, they just deliver. And that's the guy you go for, the one that speaks with his actions, not with his words. Okay. And more on you if you believe his words. So you need to have some boundary settings to someone's words and say, that's not even filtering through because I haven't seen it. Yeah. I'm not feeling better. I don't see a hug. I don't see my drawer in your house. Yeah. I don't see me moving in. So what's the problem? Okay. Yeah. I would look hot. Yeah.
You always do.
And I would have you by my side, right?
Okay. And then last but not least, Carrie. I think she kind of... The icon. Yeah. And unfortunately, I identify so much with this poor woman. She is at Mr. Big's at the end of the episode, and they're like cuddling in bed, and she's like, I gotta go, because I gotta get ready, and like I gotta go over to my house where all my stuff is to get ready. And Mr. Big is like, no, get your gorgeous ass over here. And she's like, no, gotta shower, do my hair. And then she's looking for something. She opens a drawer and she finds that he has a picture of them two that is super cute, hidden in his socks or something like that. And she was like, oh, I didn't have to worry about him.
Hidden.
Yeah, like a cute little memento that is just for him. And she says in her voiceover, like, I realized I didn't have to leave anything behind because I was already there. And she makes peace with all the shit that she has to take on because of that picture.
Yeah.
So, you know, that could be me. If I told you, like, Dr. Vali, he loves me.
Yeah, but he sent me a message.
He has the picture. What would you tell me?
He messaged me at 3 a.m. and he said, I miss you. 2 weeks later, he validated me.
He left me on red, but then...
I would slap you with this right hand. I'll make sure it imprints on your face. I'll never fix it. Absolutely no, right? Again, actions.
Yeah.
And also, but I love the training, by the way. What I would have done differently as Carrie is I would have been like, every time I'm with him, I would have trained him like Pavlov's dogs, right? It's more like, I need to leave 2 hours earlier because I have this event to go to for work, because I can't get dressed at yours because I have no drawer. And I'd keep making it.
You keep making a point that the fact that he's holding that is pushing you apart.
And then I would turn around and say, why is my image hidden? Am I that abhorrent to look at? Kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
But then tit for tat, I would do the same to him. Like, you know,
don't leave your shit in my house.
Yeah, I would remove the pictures. You validate them at the level they validate you.
Okay, fuck. Okay, I have a lot of work to do. Okay.
Give me your phone, I'll take over.
So that's it for the episode. And then I would just maybe like for you to tell the listeners what you're working on at the moment, what you're excited about, because you are the busiest woman I've ever met. Yeah. So
what are you working on? I'm working on myself. Nothing. We do medical wellness, biohacking, longevity, regenerative medicine, cosmetic dermatology. We make you look like a superstar and perform like a legend, all that rubbish. We've got a degree level training academy coming out. We're franchising the brand. We're building a patented product line. We are on a plane every 2 weeks around the world. We are everywhere and nowhere at the same time. So headless chicken everywhere. But I wouldn't have it any other way. And I think that's the other key thing, that you won't attract the right men if you are laying out the red carpet.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you need to do your own thing.
Yeah, you need to be confident in yourself.
Yeah.
You need to bring enough to the table where you're like, I'm bringing enough to the table.
Yeah.
You're not at this table, take your seat away, all right? Kind of thing. Have you earned a seat at the table? And then it's also, can we build together? Because you're going to meet someone at different paths.
Yeah.
You know, one day you're going to be high, next day they're going to be high, and you've got to build together afterwards as well. I think one thing's missing, and you're going to hate me for this. One thing is missing nowadays, because we're all like feisty females.
Yeah.
That little bit of compassion and empathy. So softness goes away from a little bit.
Come on, I am the softest.
Not you personally.
Yeah, but like, in general.
Yeah, but the softness and empathy can go away from them. If they're too feminine, get it, move them away. Right?
Yeah.
But that masculine guy that you like, he's also a teddy bear on the inside.
Yeah.
Right? So, but he can't walk over you either, right? So he is a big teddy bear, and they do need that compassion and empathy as much as we think they're this. They're not. They're big giants. They're teddy bears.
Oh, no, I know that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I have a question.
Go on.
You said you're more like Carrie.
Yes.
But what traits would you take from each Sex and the City member to make the perfect you?
Okay, this one's the first. I think I would have Samantha's boundaries.
Yeah.
Carrie's inner world. Like, I love the fact that she's so in her head thinking about everything, but not be as self-absorbed.
Yeah.
I would have Miranda's career ethic.
Yeah.
And Charlotte's first husband.
Who's her first husband? Oh, yeah.
Trey McDougal.
He was hot.
Yeah, he was hot. I would have worked around
Was he not a murderer or something?
No. Yeah, okay. That was in Desperate Housewives, I think. No, he couldnn't get an erection.
Okay, that's
but like hot. I would have brought him here for you to fix that.
Okay, thank you. Honored.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good combo.
Yeah. What about you?
Well. I would take Samantha's drive.
Yeah.
Right, and her zero tolerance.
Yeah.
I would take Charlotte's homemaker capability. Right,
true.
and pristine femininity. I would take Carrie's wardrobe and her creative mind. Yeah, like in a creative mindset, like how she can storytell and narrate, and live in La La Land a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Miranda, right? Miranda's humor, I think, is quite witty and dry. Right?
Yeah.
And sarcastic.
That is true.
That's it. That's what I would do. But
All
not
right.
Steve. I wouldn't take Steve.
I wouldn't take Steve either.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Also, if anyone wants to see you in real life, she also has this amazing clinic in Selfridges where we're filming from today. Yeah. But that's it. Thank you so much, Dr. Vali.
Naturally look like this. What are you saying?
It's insane. Like, I'm happy I didn't bring my lights. They were like baby lights. Thank you.